Hello, slow parenting family from across the globe. Thank you so much for joining us again on yet another episode of our program, your program, the Slow Parenting Podcast on Nostalgia Media. My name is Richie Adewusi. We are late. We apologize, okay? Technical issues, as always. Sorry about that. And today, again, we are, to continue with this series on the our main issue area and this season 8, which is co-parenting, we're going to be looking at the issue of communication. What role should or does communication play in facilitating effective co-parenting? Okay, so I'm grinning from ear to ear again today because I'm not alone again today. I have some mothers, some very knowledgeable women with me on the program today that will make my work easier and also take your questions or take your contributions as the time comes. Like I said, we are continuing in our series on co-parenting, and today we are zeroing on the communication imperative and co-parenting situations. Okay, communication is key in every aspect of parenting. Okay, but it becomes much more important when you are looking at the issue of co-parenting. Co-parenting, yes, if you've been following us this season, this is episode 3 in the series on co-parenting. So I would encourage you to kindly just visit our YouTube channel, okay, on the Slow Parenting Podcast. You will find previous episodes that would help with your understanding of what co-parenting is all about, and then what we're about in previous episodes. So today we're looking at communication. So I'm going to be introducing the very important personalities that are joining me on the program today. I would introduce first from Abuja, Nigeria. Okay, I'm introducing Olutoyin Falade. Olutoyin Falade is adept in settling quarrels, keeping peace, both between communities and countries and spouses. Okay, she knows how to take care of those things. So that's why we brought her here today. And in co-parenting situations, peace building is very important, very important. And like seriously, first, the family is the first government any group of children get to meet. The family is the first government. The father, the mother, the parents, the partners, the very first set of government that children get to meet. So if you're asking what a peace building professional or expert or specialist is doing on a parenting program, it's not just that. She too is a parent. So every which way she, knows what we're talking about and is going to help us do this job. So Olutoyin, you are welcome. If you may, just say hello to the our people out there across the globe.
Okay, thank you very much, Richie, for
I think you are muted.
Job.
I think you are muted.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Please. Okay. Thank you very much. It's indeed a great opportunity to be here, Richie, and I must confess you are doing a good job, because the peace we desire needs to start with individuals, and these individuals are within families. So it's a good job you are doing. Thank you, and good evening, everyone from Nigeria.
Thank you. And I'm going to introduce again, okay, the family builder, a mother of proud grown-up children, a proud wife. In those days when we were growing up, there are some group of people that we used to call Mama Africa. The person that, personified most of them was Miriam Makeba, right? So where she comes from, where she's going to speak to us from, is very close to where Miriam Makeba comes from. You met her last episode, all the way from Malawi. Please welcome Dr. Chikonde Mpokosa. Dr. Mpokosa, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's an honor again and a privilege to be here for this podcast on slow parenting and ensuring that we will be handling the topic around communication. The communication breakdown, it signifies a challenge, but it is a challenge that is not surmountable. It is a challenge that can be overcome. And in this podcast, we will discuss a few strategies that different couples can, those that were couples, they can use in order for them to communicate. But we know that the foundation for a couple is communication. And also, when you have children, the communication needs to continue, even though the communication breaks down when you separate. So over to you, Richie, Dr. Richard, and let us hear more.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Pokosa. Well, Dr. Pokosa said you were couples before. Look, let's make something clear. You are still couples, you are just not maybe romantically related. So long as there's children between you, okay? That's that. Why are we talking about co-parenting? Okay, that's why we're talking about co-parenting. But that's not to say that what Dr. Pokosa said is not true. It is true that you were couples before, now you are not couples anymore. In your conscious and subconscious mind, but for the sake of the children, remember that's why we're doing all of this. For the sake of your children, they are the ones that brought you back. And one way to maintain your uncoupled relationship now is communication. Okay, that's the bridge now. That's the tool, the equipment, the solution, the binding material that you can apply to make your children, help your children to grow into balanced individuals as children, and then of course eventually into balanced individuals as adults, even when they now go into their own relationship. Remember, when we talk about children and relationship, it's not until people get married that they're in relationship. People have friends. Some of these things show up. Some of the negative impacts of breakdown in relationship between parents or couples show up in the children in so many ways. It will show up in their schoolwork. It will show up in their relationship with their playmates. Okay? It will show up in their relationship with their teachers, with other adults around them. So you owe it to your children to help them. Dr. Pokosa last episode was talking about standing proper, and standing on one leg, and standing on two legs. Balancing. In other words, balancing. You have to help your children to grow with balanced personalities. The male personality, the female personality in individual. You are there to provide, such support for your children. Okay, we're not saying that there are some parents that challenge becomes a lot more difficult for widowers, for instance. But that one is a natural thing that, well, nobody can, but there are still things that can be done. Okay, that's community. There are other people who can help, but that's not our topic for today. So also, let me come to you first here. Now, why would you say that? Why would communication, or why is communication important in relationships, and especially when we are now talking specifically in co-parenting?
Okay, thank you very much, Richie. Communication is not just about people in marriage. It is one activity of life that individuals need to take serious. I'm somebody that many times as I engage individuals and maybe through trainings, and I take this topic, communication, it's all about interaction. From your waking up to your going to sleep, there's a message you are passing. And who are you passing it to? But we are looking at communication in the light of a couple that are separated and divorced. And this communication is now going to work to make their children better adults for probably their nation. They are better also for themselves as individuals. I was drawing, as you were talking, a triangle with the children at the top. You have the father and the mother at the base. So which means there must be communication. And I want to believe that part of what failed in the marriage is also communication. When we talk about peace, communication is part of where it started. And when it's going to also be resolved, is also communication. You have to talk, you have to sit and work out solutions to make things work. In the light of children, and the world these days have been made so easy. We have phones, you have the WhatsApp, you have email, internet is there, many platforms that you can use, to engage. Even if they don't live under the same roof, they have to also plan how the children should be interacting. If there are children at certain ages that probably you will not encourage them to have phones because of what most of these children will do online, it must be planned. They know these children more than anybody. Then the mother and the father must also plan also their means of communicating with each other. I'm a product of separation in marriage. When you reached out to me, I was looking for why should I be involved, but why should I not be involved? I'm also trained as a guidance counselor. I've taught in schools. I have people around me that I mentor, their parents, even those who are in marriages that are still working, how they should handle their children, how the children should know how to talk amongst themselves. Because when you see some children, the way they talk to one another is not wholesome. That is on one part. But now to talk of them being separated, they need to fashion out. And what time? Time is also very important. You might need the attention of the children at a time that they are not free. If they are with their mother or maybe they are with their father, all this needs to be fashioned out so that there is a smooth communication that the children will enjoy and it will be better for them. The husband and wife, those who have separated, we can still call them husband and wife, and those who are divorced, they also need to have a particular, I've witnessed a couple, they are separated right now, not divorced. And one of them shared with me the text message he sent to the wife and said, "Ma, I need your comments. I don't know why she's not cooperating." And I said, "You want my sincere comment?" And what was he doing? It was more like commanding. I can feel the tone, being a woman. And I said, so maybe that's the way he must have been talking to her. And that one wants some respect because by the reply the woman gave, said, let's mind the way we talk, to our children and we talk with each other. So your tone of talking, the time, the place you use to talk must be determined. Because oftentimes parents, when they are separated and those who are divorced, they might also say, oh, he reaches out to me when I'm not free, or is asking me to do things at a time that is wrong. and also considering also the time and the feelings of the children, especially the particular person I cited. The children are in the university. They are adults. Maybe one, the male is 18, the woman, the daughter is like 21. So these ones can take decisions. Try to raise them in such a way that they also have that power to take decision, and the two parents are there, with them. So let me just stop here, for doctors to also maybe put in one or two other things. Thank you.
Thank you, Tonya. Dr. Chikondi, going from Olutoyin's, contribution in terms of now analyzing communication patterns now and processes. Well, is there, maybe let me rephrase it. How important is boundary setting and agreement in co-parenting when it comes to communication?
Thank you very much, Dr. Richie. And Olutoyin has already mentioned some of the important things that need to be considered in communication. The first and foremost, you have to understand that the fact that you are separated, the fact that you are divorced, you are not a couple anymore. You are parents, but not couples. What if the other party has already found another person that they are going out with? So you will not be able to have the communication response at the given time and the environment that you need to have. So you have to consider what environment is my colleague, my co-parent receiving my message. Is she in church? Is she at work? Is she or he with their current spouse or fiancé? So this message I am sending, what am I communicating? Remove emotions from your communication, because you are no longer emotionally connected like you previously used to be. So treat your communication as business transaction. You are dealing with the business of bringing up children. So remove the communication. It should be void of communication. Emotion. Just make sure that you are communicating. You cannot be communicating about your children past certain times, for example, past 10 p.m. and you are saying, this text message I'm only sending to my baby mama or to my baby papa in the night. For what? Where were you during the day? So you could be living in different time zones. Communicate within the range of agreed time. From this time to this time. You cannot send a message at 5 a.m. in the morning to somebody who is your ex and expect that there will not be chaos the other side. So consider all these other things, and that's why you will set boundaries. You will not be sending on WhatsApp love emojis to your ex when you are trying to communicate about children. No, this one is your ex. You are communicating about children. Set your boundaries. What kind of emojis can you send to your ex? What time should I be communicating to my ex? What is the content of the communication? She is not, or he is not bound to be respecting you as a spouse anymore. she is respecting you as a co-parent. So you are at equal, you are partners. There is no like Sasa there, Mama there. You are just partners trying to bring up children. Set those boundaries. Put your in a way that they are words that are respectful when you are sending the message, and you will expect a respectful response. One important biblical factor is a patient answer sends away anger. You have to be sending quiet, patient messages. Even though you think you have been provoked, send the anger away by your response. A soft answer. Okay, I have heard you. I will be dropping the child this time. Or yes, I will sort out the financial issues that you have explained. Stick to the point, straight to the point. Don't beat about the bush around why are you asking and all this kind of stuff. No, stick to the facts. Agree that you are sticking to the facts. Over to you, Richie.
Okay, Dr. Chikonde, thank you so very much for those points. Thank you so much. We have a poll ongoing, please, on YouTube. Kindly, is communication the most important aspect of successful co-parenting? Well, I will leave it. This is for our viewers, our followers to answer. You'll just contribute to that poll that's ongoing on YouTube. Okay, guys, on TikTok you won't see it like we keep saying, but if you go to our YouTube channel, you will find that poll there. Then you can make your contribution as well. Okay. Now, Dr. Chikonde, I'm still with you here. Yes, set boundaries. Speak gently, speak peaceably. Now, what should happen in a situation where emotions, now get involved in the communication? You are trying to pass a message, even on agreed issues, but a disagreement of sort now, erupts between the co-parents. How should that be handled, please?
Okay, that is very, very important, and it's inevitable. Don't forget, the two of you used to be couples. You were together, and you knew what some of the triggers are for your co-parent. You know your co-parent. If I say this, I will definitely trigger him or her. So the first thing is to avoid those triggers. Okay. Try to restrain yourself to avoid those triggers. But then when you see your emotions have gotten in and all that, communicate, write a message and say, it looks like we are not understanding each other. For now, can we park this topic? So give yourself a break of, why are you not answering now? Answer now. When you are not picking my phone, I'm trying to talk. If the other person is emotional, is feeling angry, is feeling disappointed, or is feeling frustrated, and all those kind of things, the person who is feeling frustrated, angry, disappointed should write and say, I am feeling a bit disappointed, angry, and all that. Can we park this for another time when I have calmed down so we can talk? So I am not answering your call. I am not answering your text for that reason. I don't want to be answering and saying or writing things I will regret. A soft answer, we push away the anger. But if you cannot, first of all, if you cannot recognize that you are getting angry or you are being emotional about that issue, then first and foremost, you must be the person to be helped first. Because you must know where this discussion is going. It is that area where I will get angry. So hold on, my co-parent, hold on, mama, hold on. We cannot continue talking about this. But then when you have packed the discussion, you must pick it up. The person who packed the discussion must be the one to say, now I am in that state that we can talk. Is this a good time for you to talk about this issue? And I would say here, in setting boundaries, make sure you don't get to be talking over the phone and every hour, every 2 hours, every 3-4 hours talking to your ex. Why? Communicate the issue and it's enough and it's done, dusted. You shouldn't be communicating to your ex as if it's your current. If you find that your phone log is showing that the frequently called or favorite called number is your ex, you are wrong. You, the one doing it, you are wrong. You shouldn't be communicating to your ex that often. So you are separated. You are no longer together. Give each other the space. Communicate when it is necessary.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Chikondi. Olutoyin, I'm coming back to you now. Specifically, I mean, straight, is it proper, would it be proper to pause or discontinue communication, okay, in the face, it sounds maybe like I'm repeating the question I asked Dr. Chikondi or what. No, it's not exactly the same thing. You know, would it be proper to pause or discontinue communication, or maybe you've been used to talking with each other over the phone, okay? Now, there are issues where there's a situation where tempers, emotions have gotten in the way. Would it be proper to pause or change mode of communication?
Yeah, thank you, Richie. Depending on the feelings at a point of discussion, like Dr. Chikondi said, if it's raising anger, it's raising terrible feeling for one particular person in terms of those who are co-parenting, they might also design, for example, if it's through direct phone call, if it's not easy, they might change also to probably maybe texting, so that when you text, it's only when you are deep in emotions that you can read when somebody is texting also with anger. Anger can still be expressed through texting, but if it's something that's to hear it when it's being said, you might change to texting. They can also stop for a while. In part of my engagement with people, at the initial stage, when people, separate, or maybe they are fully divorced, it's not an easy thing for people who have been together in love to now be out of love. There will be also that period that they need to find themselves as an individual. They are coming out from being two. And if that period they are not settled in properly, communication will not be sweet if they want to start talking to each other regularly. I tell you, people are hot. They are still with issues that they have not resolved as an individual. So that we might encourage that maybe for a while, They don't talk to each other. But they should be able also to seek help. Oftentimes people do it and they just go all alone by themselves. It doesn't work. You need to talk to people. The person reaching out to me that I quoted an example is trying to, but unfortunately, he wouldn't even listen. When I said, oh, from this text you sent and from the reply of your wife, because they are just separated, I said, I have something to say. I see something that you didn't put right. That maybe that is what she is responding to and not flowing with you. So many of these things, some might think naturally, some people they are not good communicators. I can tell you, anybody who is not good naturally will go into relationship and it will be a core thing that will create problems for them. Not talk of marriage where you need to share space almost 24/7 with somebody coming from a different background. We all carry different backgrounds. The way my parents talk to me, I can remember I tell people any member of my family that you just keep giving others, you won't find us that easy right. With us, we like hearing please, we like hearing you are sorry, and if you are that individual that you just feel, that's just a small thing, why should I apologize? So many of these things they would have experienced in the marriage, they can pause and try to rethink. And then if they come together, it's still the same way. They need also to take that break. If not, they will continue to ruin each other's emotion and things will get worse. They will take it out on the children. So thank you. That's my own reaction
Okay,
to your question.
thank you so much, Olusoye. Now let's pause and remember something here. You are either divorced or you are separated. Something led to your divorcing or separating. No magic has happened overnight to change that person, to change you or the other person. So there's no need looking for magic, looking for miracle, expecting. If you are still expecting something to change, then there should have been no need for you to separate or divorce in the first place. So you would have remained there while you're trying to work it out. Like Dr. Chikondi said, you are now business partners, and the name of your PLC is your children. Your business partner. So your transaction, your relationship now should be transactional. And the currency of the exchange is your children. Your children's well-being is the profit you are looking forward to, attaining in that relationship. Okay? So, because if you keep responding to, see how he's talking to me, see how she's talking to me, something led to your separating. I'm not saying people should be disrespectful to themselves. Of course, even last episode, we laid that marker. Okay, let your communication be respectful. But then when you're also saying respectful, state what you mean by being respectful.
Okay,
That's what.
thank you. Thank you very much, Richie. Respect is what everybody desires. For us in marriage brings familiarity. You see people at their raw states, you see their nakedness, you see their flaws more than people are in the public. Oftentimes, that familiarity can bring, what some people say familiarity breeds contempt. By and large, we should talk about how to earn respect. Respect does not just come, but it is earned. If you are forcing it, there's no way it can work. And how do you earn it? Communication is one part. And I tell people communication is not just what we say. Communication is everything about you, even to your dressing, to even when you are quiet, you are not saying anything, there's a message you are passing. How does the other person also receive the message? If they didn't work towards it in their marriage, and that is why I think I will depart from you saying, oh, it's something that, when they were in the marriage, they should have worked. They can still work for the purpose of their children to get it right for these children. It might not be for their coming back together, because these children will suffer if they continue. If this person likes to, oh, I want to see email, I want to see receipts of what you have used the money to do, and the other person is not cooperating, it might affect the children. It's a whole lot of things that are involved in communication between separated couples or those who are divorced. So for me, it's something they can still work at for the purpose of the children's well-being, and for them also reaping, since we said it's not a business, reaping the profit that they expect. So for me, respect is earned. You can't just give me, I can't give you respect when probably you trash me, you do things the way I don't want it. So both of them must work towards earning the respect, for each other for the purpose of their children. Thank you.
Okay, Lotui. Now,
Yes.
I
think I like the fact.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Chibandi.
I like the fact that she's saying it is reciprocal. Respect is reciprocal. You give, you receive the same. Do unto others that what you would have them done unto you. The principle in the people that have separated or in they are divorced is do unto the other partner the way you would have them done unto you. The message you write, the phone call you make, first of all, make that message, write that message to yourself. If you are the one receiving that message, how would you react? Ask yourself, if I received this kind of a message, how would I react? Is it worth sending to a co-parent? So if it is not worth sending, if you were going to react to say, why would somebody be commanding me to say, this weekend the children are supposed to be at yours, even though they were supposed to be at mine, but I have other things to do, therefore they will come to yours. It is, you have not even asked, you have just commanded your co-parent to say, this weekend have the children, I have an international trip to make. Ask.
Okay,
Can the
Dr.
children
okay, Dr. Chibandi.
this weekend?
Okay, thank you. Now, negotiations are important in communication. Agreements are important in communicating, in cooperating, in anything in life, really. It's been said here. But most importantly, remember, you had issues that caused you to separate or to divorce. So you already know yourselves. Okay? So it will be helpful to have agreements based on what you already know about yourself. Well, first, I don't mean to be rude. I know you always don't show up on time for, events. Okay, I know you don't keep the time. I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult or be negative, but I'm just saying that we should agree. We are going to the children's inter-house sports. We should agree on when we should arrive there. Okay, if you want to arrive first, this is the time of the program, just for the sake of, and by the way, the child is having an event. This is the specific time for that event. So it will be nice for us to be there before that. You agree. Don't take, especially in this situation where you are no longer together, to drag each other physically. Agree on issues. That's when we say set boundaries. It's not just about don't touch me or don't, no. It's about agreeing on when to do things, how to do things. Even those issues of don't send messages to your co-parent in the early hours of the morning. Agree on what time. It might be those early hours of the morning that might be the time I would have to say, okay, you could call me. Share. Don't take anything for granted. Okay? So we are going to pause here and then play the short video. Family, we always produce the short videos for each episode. We're going to play the short video that's been produced here. Some of the things we're going to hear in the short video, that some of the issues that have been raised here. When we return after the short video, we would then go into taking questions and contributions from community members. Dr. Chikonde and Olutoyi will still be here with me. So stay with us. We'll be back after the short video. Thank you.
Children of divorced or separated parents often grow up navigating two emotional worlds at the same time. They may struggle to understand shifting routines, divided households, and changes in parental presence. What they need most in this season is love and reassurance. That reassurance is shaped largely by how you, their parents, communicate with each other, with yourselves. This video explores how communication between co-parents after divorce or separation directly influences children and young people's sense of stability. We will focus on the role of respectful dialogue, emotional regulation, and clear boundaries in building a co-parenting system that supports children and young people, rather than overwhelms them. Before we continue, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you can follow our full series on co-parenting. Each episode is designed to equip parents with practical insights that protect children and young people's emotional well-being during and after separation. Co-parenting needs to rely on structure and intention. As stated in Dr. Richie Adewusi's upcoming book, Effective Co-Parenting, Strategies for Success, effective communication is the cornerstone of successful co-parenting. When communication is handled with clarity and purpose between co-parents, cooperation becomes achievable despite any personal differences that could remain. Here are 5 communication-centered practices that would strengthen the effectiveness of co-parenting after separation. 1. Share information before it becomes urgent. Delayed communication often creates unnecessary tension. Proactively discussing matters related to school, future plans, and major life changes allows parents to make thoughtful decisions together. Children benefit when adults are aligned ahead of time rather than reacting under pressure. 2. Let respect guide the tone of every exchange. Respectful communication shows itself through listening carefully, acknowledging perspectives, and responding without aggression. These habits reduce defensiveness and make collaboration more sustainable between co-parents. 3. Design and agree on clear rules for contact and conversation. Healthy communication requires agreed structure. Setting expectations around when to communicate, which channels to use, and what topics are appropriate helps prevent misunderstandings. Clear boundaries create space for productive conversations that remain focused on the children. 4. Pause or minimize conversations when emotions rise. Emotional intensity can cloud judgment and escalate conflict. Stepping away when discussions become heated, using self-focused statements, and staying present in the moment allows conversations to resume more constructively. 5. Protect children through agreed and cooperative presence. Children draw comfort from seeing both parents show up for important moments in their lives. Joint participation in key events, even without personal closeness, reassures children that they remain supported by both parents. Communication is key in any relationship, especially when it comes to co-parenting. When communication is made to be steady, respectful, and intentional, children experience greater emotional security. Each thoughtful interaction helps create a co-parenting environment where children and young people can adapt and thrive. Thank you for watching. If this video is helpful, please like and share it, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Share it with other parents who may benefit, and stay connected with the #SlowParenting podcast. You can also watch our in-depth live streams on this topic, now available on the #SlowParenting podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next conversations in this series.
Thank you guys on TikTok. Thank you for liking the. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, we're back here on YouTube. Our video is done. Feel free to download the video. Feel free to share it. as generous, as widely as you can, to go back to it. That's why we produced it, so that it becomes useful to you at any time I need it. You might know someone who is struggling with the issues we're raising here. You can send that video as a gift, okay? That's why we produce it. It's there, okay? So, welcome back, guys. Well, our mommies, not guys. We are the young gen. We are Gen what now? So we say guys. So we stay with them to say guys. So welcome back. We have quite a number of questions here from community members. It says, number one here says, from your experience, what is the most, Dr. Chikondi here now, from your experience, what is the most damaging communication mistakes separated parents make without realizing it? You want me to repeat that, Dr. Chikondi?
I'm very clear with the question. I think the most mistake is the failure to communicate respectively. That is I will put it on top. Number two is timely communication. You know, this is very important. The child is supposed to go to school and they will need school fees. Communicate timely so that your partner, ex-partner, must be able to work with you, ex-couple must work with you in it, rather than saying, oh, the child is ready to go to school, where is the fees? Timely communication, respectful communication. The person is no longer, how do you deal with the people that you meet on the road or in the taxi or in public transport? Are you rude to everyone? Why is it that you are polite to them, but when it comes to your co-parent, you are disrespectful? Okay. So the same way you will treat a stranger with respect, treat your co-parent with that respect. So respectful communication and timely communication, these are the gravest mistakes that people make.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me share personal experience to respond to that. Okay, I mean, something that you know, there are certain things that are lawful. The Bible says that all things are lawful, but are they all expedient? Now, things like the specific landmark events in the lives of the children, okay? They are not accident. They don't just, children's birthdays are fixed, but people can forget, okay? People can remember people. That's a different thing. But a child is going to get married. It's not an accident, okay? Culturally, traditionally, in terms of relationship dynamics, it's not something, it doesn't happen suddenly, but for the parents. And now you now have a situation where one partner does not discuss at all, and then third parties are now reporting to say, oh, your son is getting married or your daughter is getting married. Olutoyin, I know you talk so much about respect, how would you handle that? What should co-parents handle situations like that when they are not carried along? Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. This wouldn't have started in one day. We're talking about the aspect of marriage. I think part of what I listed here in terms of communication is that we shouldn't focus on persons, but that is also something that relatively, or somehow, if I'm talking to my mom is not my sister. The way I will talk to my sister is not the way. But really, we encourage people to focus on issues. Issues could be around money. Issues could be around the schooling of the children. Even how they socialize is very important. One particular partner could be feeling with the kind of friends a particular child goes with is not comfortable with them. Marriage is something that is planned. But from the aspect of money for their welfare, from school, I said before they get to the point of marriage, a lot of things would have happened if the man or whoever that is doing this has not changed. Accountability is important. It can damage, going back to the first question you asked Dr. Chikonde. If people are not accountable from the beginning that they separated, you are doing things, there's no feedback. No, part of what we are talking about communication is also understanding, feedback. Okay, do this for the children. You have done it. This is the result. One partner is not even getting that. I can get some people, edgy about how things are handled, and they feel that, oh, they are just not also being appreciated. Appreciation also comes in communication. It's very important that every little thing that each of these parents does, the other one also appreciates. And if there's any deficiency, there's a nice way of pushing it through to that person to come up the level to fit into the right maybe actions that you want them to do. So for me, to gain respect, I still keep saying it's a whole lot of many activities. Marriage that they are also been doing. And like I said, before a child will marry, he has gone to school. How have they been deciding before they get to that point? We had marriages, some of our celebrities in Nigeria, that people were saying, oh, they didn't see the husband. It was even at the point of marriage. They married another person that were realizing that some of them, one child comes from another marriage before they got married to the other person, and that person is not there. So how have they handled that child before getting to that point of getting married? Parents, they need to be careful in handling such situation before getting to that point. And even when they marry, how do they want to show up in their lives, in their own marriages too? Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Dr.
I
Chikonde.
think there is also another, I wanted to extend here. There is another side of it, the example you gave. Where is the communication between that parent and that child? Because if somebody is getting married, that one is not a child, is an adult. How are they communicating with their mother or their father? So if they have not communicated to their father, they have not communicated to their mother, it is the issue of the other co-parent? No. A person who is getting married is an adult, must talk directly to their parent, whether father or mother. And the parent, now, if they want to talk, they should be talking. I had a discussion with our son number 2 or our girl number 1, and they said they are getting married. Oh yeah, I also had that conversation with that person. Even in a marriage where people are already married, they are still living together. That kind of communication needs to happen, but there should be a communication between the aged parent and the child. That one must not be broken. Whether you are, Okay, the question you wanted to give me.
The one I want to ask you now. Yes, thank you so much for emphasizing on that. So what advice would you give parents who feel too tired to keep trying to communicate with their co-parents? Either I think this person, I said, feel too tired. Maybe they've tried so much. They are trying. What advice would you give?
I will tell them to keep trying, because the moment they give up, they are giving up on their child. You don't get tired communicating. As long as those children are still not adults, You can stop communicating. I don't care as well if the children have grown up. They are all adults. You can decide not to be talking to each other, and you just talk to the children. But as long as the children are children, you want to shape them together. And that is shaping them together. You want the daddy perspective and the mommy perspective. And you must be united, show a united front before them, even though your union is no longer there. The marital union is no longer there. But you must be having a united front as far as parenting is concerned.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Chikonde, thank you so very much. Olutoye, I'm going to ask you. Olutoye, I'm going to ask you, maybe that's, should I say this is our last question, but then it's a bit different. Okay, this community member is asking a question for parents who they are not separated, they are not divorced, but they are not in the same place. Okay, so they still need to co-parent anyway, because we said it that co-parenting is not restricted to parents who are divorced or separated out of a disagreement. It could be. Okay, so this person now says, how should communication be handled between co-parents who are still in love but are separated due to external reasons such as family pressures?
Thank you very much, Richie. From that question, he said, for those who are in love but they are separated, I wonder somebody who is in love.
Recording in progress.
How they are also separated. I was thinking co-parenting, that you have those who are in love, but because of jobs, they're in a distance. And I said something the last time I talked. I said accountability is very, very important. Even in any simple relationship, somebody needs an information the moment you are working together to know what step has been taken, what are outcomes that he needs to know. If somebody is not getting that, and many times many partners are falling short of being accountable. To be accountable means from morning, what happened yesterday? You are letting him know he's not in the house, or maybe she is not in the house. They have frequency of talking to the children, to either partner at different points. They have set times that they need to reach out, to each other. If this is not agreed upon, and then there must also be agreement on certain expenses, how the family should be run. A lot of us, we go into marriage without setting standards. Even when we set standards, we cannot keep them. How do we come back to talk that this is not working? Yes, when we're coming in with a desire to be at this point, if it's not working, how do we go around it? So it's that point of being accountable to each other that becomes difficult. It's either they are talking, and that's why I said in the current dispensation with WhatsApp, with Telegram, you cannot be too far away of talking to each other and saying this is your experience, where you need help from even the one that is not in the house, with you and the children. So I think frequency of doing that will ensure how the family is run, and then there will also be involvement of those partners working for the children. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Well, Dr. Chikonde, I said that was the last question, but then we have another one here that I think we should handle and maybe call it a day from there. It says here, when one parent is always communicating at the right time and the other is not setting boundaries or limits, how can this issue be resolved? That means they have agreed on boundaries, they have agreed on what should be done at a specific time. One person is keeping to it, the other person is not keeping to it. How should this be handled? Dr. Chikonde.
I would say that keep your own part of the bargain. You continue keeping your part of the bargain. If the other person chooses not to respond timely or respectively on all that, you should put hand to heart and say, I have done my part and I will continue doing my part. There is no, this communication is not something that you can give up. You cannot give up because the children are there. So if you every time you try to want to give up or to throw in the towel, think about the children. So you will try and continue trying. At some point, get a third party, get professional help and say, I want us to work as co-parents, but it seems like maybe my co-parent, we don't seem to understand each other. Maybe when they see where you are seeing the gaps or the flaws, the other person can tell you, here, do you know why this person didn't respond? It's the way you wrote your message. Or maybe, no, you wrote your message quite all right. If I'm reading it, I would be okay to answer this. And the person is just a problem. Some of the parents could still be hurting, hangover of the way you left or the way you parted or the way you what. I want to say to all parents listening, get over it. You have to grow and understand, smell the coffee in the kitchen. You decided to separate. You decided to divorce. Now start making things work for your children. You love them. You love your children. You want them to be the best people on earth. Do what you can. Put yourself in the best behavior for your children's sake. But I wanted to add a little bit on what Toyin was talking about. I wanted to also add and say, when people have thought about whether they will talk or no, they are not understanding each other and all that, it's not always where people love each other that they will always agree. Sometimes agree to disagree and move on. It does not pain you to say, on this issue, we have these two opinions. After all, you are people that have been brought up in different environments. You have met each other when you are grown up. Agree to disagree and say, when we come to this issue, my husband and me differ on this opinion, and know that in this kind of issue, we disagree. Agree to disagree and move on. Be together and know that there are certain areas we will always disagree. I have my opinion and he has his opinion. Choose to agree to disagree and make peace with that. So that's what I would say. Thank you, Dr. Richie. Thank you, Toy.
Thank you, Dr. Chikonde. Now, well, family, this slow parenting family watching, following us on YouTube, on TikTok. The issues here, let's not forget what the main issue here is. You see, after the code, there's a word after the code, is parenting. What does parenting signify? Parenting signifies that you have a child or children. So the main subject, main issue about what we're discussing here is the children. Okay? Dr. Chikonde has said, keep trying. Why should you keep trying? It's for the sake of that child, those children. She also said, well, if the children have become adults, well, you can decide to step back. Now they can take decisions on their own. You can only advise, as it were. Okay? So at that point, you don't keep looking at issues as if they're toddlers, but in all of this, respect is a two-way street. Respect needs to be maintained, needs to remain mutual. But again, remember, there are some things that led to your parting ways, to becoming separated partners or spouses. There's something that led to your divorcing. So you do not keep expecting, okay, for miracles to happen. Okay? The miracle you should expect to happen is what is best for our child. What is best for our children? Let that always keep you focused, keep you committed, keep you engaged, keep you locked on in that project of parenting. Okay, so on that note, I want to say thank you so very much to all our followers on YouTube, on TikTok. I want to say thank you to Dr. Chikondi. Thank you. It is late night right there in Malawi right now. Okay, it's late night. In Nigeria right now, it's also about 8 p.m. Okay. We want to thank you, Olutoyin Falade, for joining us and enriching this particular episode of the Slow Parenting Podcast on Nostalgia Media. Remember, we gather here every Wednesday, okay, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, sorry, not Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. West African Time, including Nigeria, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada. So wherever you are joining us, you're following us in the world, those two time zones can help you to calibrate to find out what time it is in your time zone. So we thank you for all the love. Guys on TikTok, thank you so much for all the likes. Oh, we have taken it to over 1,000 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And for viewers following us on YouTube, thank you. Please remember, it's not my doing. I didn't cause it. My bosses, the technical people, they made it so that if you do not subscribe, you cannot comment. You cannot share your views. So please just hit that subscription button, subscribe, follow us, okay? Share this live stream. There are different families hurting out there that need just somebody to talk to. That's what we try to do here every week. And that's why we have those videos on that channel. You know them, just go to the channel, look for a relevant video to what their issues are, send it to them. They watch. If you could go to TikTok and look for videos and you're laughing and you're sharing it about, these videos are about some serious life issues, parenting. Send them. Don't say you are sending it to just to help us grow. No, send the videos to help some people smile. Someone needs that smile. Someone needs to, know that they are not alone, that he is not alone, that she is not alone. His issue is not about only himself. Everybody is hurting. There's a proverb where my mother comes from. He said, you have all the lizards are lying prostrate with their stomach to the ground. You don't know the one that has stomach ache because all of them are lying down. Okay? So everyone of us have one issue or the other, regardless of our smile, regardless of our nice dresses and all of that. There are different issues that we're, going through. So be kind to people. Even you separated parents, even you divorced parents, let your children be the reasons for which you smile. Remember them and smile. If not for any other thing, send them off on their own ways to get into, healthy relationships. Make a vow and say, what I've gone through, what I've seen, my children, okay? Parents will do that. We know how to do that. I've suffered in life. My children will not be poor. You should also say, my children will not be separated. My children will not be divorced. Make that effort. It's not just by saying it. What you do, how you relate with your partner, your children are watching. Remember that. They're watching. So on that basis, On that note, I'll say thank you. We look forward to seeing you next week, next Wednesday on the next episode. We are still going to be talking co-parenting. Dr. Shkonde, bye-bye. See you next week. And Olutoyin from Abuja, Nigeria. Thank you. See you next week. See you on the next episode, okay? Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye.